Web scraping is a computer software technique to extract information from websites when data cannot be easily downloaded. It can also be used as an alternative to downloading a spreadsheet in order to streamline the data processing. When using R's programming language, Rvest is an available package for download to accomplish this task. Rvest can be used to extract data for a variety of purposes, including creating rich databases, monitoring long-term trends, such as weather, or comparing items such as prices or movie ratings. Rvest also has a built-in function for website navigation as an alternative to using a web browser. However, the navigation functions are still a work in progress, so we will focus on data extraction.
To get started with Rvest, we first use the install packages function to install the package, and then use the library function to activate Rvest. Let's do a few examples of simple web scraping. We'll look at two different websites, weather.gov and calpoly.edu. First, let's go to the following weather.gov link that shows the weather forecast for our current location. This site shows weather forecast for San Luis Obispo. Now, start by creating a variable called weatherlink and assign it to the specified URL of the weather.gov website using Rvest readHTML function. The readHTML function calls the URL to R and assigns your current location's weather forecast to the variable weatherlink. Next, let's create a variable forecast.html and assign it to the HTML node function. The HTML node function searches the weather.org page's code and finds a CSS node. CSS is a website design language. We use the CSS argument detailed forecast body be forecast text, which is just a certain CSS code pertaining to this website. Lastly, we use the HTML text function to extract text from the forecast HTML variable and assign it to the result of the variable forecast. The HTML text function takes the code obtained by forecast HTML and returns the actual text described by the specified CSS code. After this, we just return our query by typing the variable forecast. We get text that shows the weather forecast, but let's use one more piece of code to format it better. The following paste function uses R's collapse function to return all text as a paragraph instead of as separate lines. And there we have it, a relatively short piece of code that will quickly return a neat weather forecast wherever you are, using web scraping.
In the next example, we are interested in pulling data on the newest incoming class of freshman Cal Poly SLO students from Cal Poly's admissions website. We can see the data on freshman admittance that we wish to extract listed in the first table on the web page. We start by telling R the HTML source that we intend to extract data from using the readHTML function. We have assigned the website URL to a variable called CP admissions. The % greater than % you see is called a pipe. Rather than nesting several functions within one another, we use the pipe function to perform a sequence of functions with more simple language. Next, using the Rvest HTML node function, we can find the first occurrence of our specified CSS code, extract its contents with the period bracket 1 bracket code, and use the HTML table function to display the result in R. The period bracket 1 bracket simply means the first table on the web page, and the HTML table function transfers an HTML table into a data frame in R. And voila! We now have a data frame from Cal Poly's admissions webpage in R. We can extract other tables as well by simply changing the table number in our R code. For Table 2, admissions data on transfer students, all we need to do is change the value in the square brackets from a 1 to a 2. And for Table 3, number of students in each college, the table we want can be found using period bracket 3 bracket. We now have all the information we need to run an analysis, and we only use 5 lines of code. Our examples demonstrate the utility of R. Rather than copying and pasting tables from a web page into a spreadsheet, dealing with formatting errors, and then uploading the spreadsheet, we were able to streamline the process by transferring the data directly from the web page into the R program using Rvest.
Lastly, if you are interested in learning more about Rvest, you can use R's built-in search function to look up specific functions using the question mark and then the function name. Additionally, a simple Google search or YouTube search will reveal plenty of useful tutorials from sites like RBloggers and GitHub.
Thank you for watching!